Hello there everybody and welcome back to Innocent Life. Last video we spent the first night in our new home. It is now the first day of spring and I guess it's technically our second night in game. We have been introduced to Franco, who has gone up to our farming area and is going to teach us a little bit more about farming. Look, Robo, this is the top of Easter Plateau, and it's all yours. I suppose it's a little hard for you to understand just what that means right now. Later, you can walk around here and see just how magnificent this land really is. But for now, you should plant your seeds in the soil near the elevator. I came here just after sunrise and tilled the soil for you, so it's all set for planting seeds. Oh, that was nice of you, thank you. This is the shipping pod. You put the crops you harvest inside. You saw one at Gayak's farm, right? If you put a crop in here, it will automatically go through a pipe. Then it will arrive at market while it's still fresh. This pod is for shipping other things like ore and lumber. You won't be needing that for a while yet. Come this way, Robo. I only managed to till these 9 squares. I'm afraid I'm not as young as I used to be. Now then, why don't you go ahead and get started? Water them every day and you'll be able to harvest turnips in 6 days. The passage of time is going to have an important effect on your life from now on. You'll want to make the most of the time you have each day and not waste it. I'll just be resting over there, if you don't mind. Alright, so same thing that we had done at Gayak's, except this time we're going to be planting these crops for real. This isn't a simulation. These are going to be our first few crops that we're going to grow and hopefully eventually harvest at the end of the week. Now, of course, all we have is turnip seeds that were given to us by Gayak, so we will plant those. And then we will also go ahead and water them. The number that shows up above your head is the amount of PP that you are using with each action. And if you stand still for a moment, you can see that the PP bar is on the bottom left hand of the screen. Listen up, Robo, you must remember to water the squares with seeds in them every day. If you do that, you can harvest the crops when they mature. The soil is so fertile here in the Easter runes that plants won't die even if you don't water them. But their growth will slow down, and they won't taste as good, so you won't get as much money for them. Got it? Yes. Alright then, just remember to make the most out of every day. I'm going to be keeping an eye on you until you make your first harvest. Alrighty. I think that's about all he has to say in terms of the crops. But he's blocking the entrance and he won't let you leave until you do a couple of extra things up here. So I'll let him finish talking. And then you may have noticed that there are a couple of different villagers here that have sort of invaded your home. So our next step is to talk to every single person that's on the screen and get a bit of an introduction to the people who live in Volcano Town. So we will start with Sharon. Hello, Robo. My name is Sharon. I'm a teacher at Volcano School. I understand that Dr. Hope isn't going to have you enter our school, but you're welcome to visit. I wanted to introduce you to my students, so I brought them here today. After all, it takes a lot of courage to work such a large farm all by yourself. I want my students to see it. I'm sure that you can make friends with them if you try. So they're kind of here for like a field trip sort of thing. I'm Simon. So you're Robo? Marcia told me that you're a relative of Dr. Hope's. I guess you must be really smart, You can come to my house to visit sometime if you like. My family runs the branch farm in Volcano Town. It's a great big auto farm. So all of these people are under the impression that you are human. And this is Lionel, who is Simon's twin brother. When you ask someone their name, you're supposed to say yours first. Mine's Lionel. They say that this big stone thing is actually an altar used to break the seal on the field. Everybody in Volcano Town knows that. But nobody actually farms by hand anymore. Even old Gaiac retired recently. You should really think about giving up too. Wow, that's a little rude. That kid has no manners. Hi there, Robo. I'm Max. I'm a teacher at Volcano School. This certainly is an impressive location, isn't it? Oh, I'm not talking about these barren fields. It's the scenery that you can see from this plateau that's so amazing. This is a great place for jogging. You should try it. I sure am jealous of you. Max is a bit of a fitness freak, if you couldn't tell. Hi, my name's Becky. I feel kind of like a princess locked up in a tower here. They say that these fields were sealed off long ago, but I guess there's still a bit of land that can be used. I suppose if you're just going to be working on the farm alone, you won't have to worry about breaking the seals. I mean, even if you were able to break all the seals, you wouldn't be able to work the entire farm by yourself. There's a bunch of people with a lot of doubt of what it is that we're actually going to be able to accomplish here. Hey, don't bother me. Oh, my name's Big. I'm analyzing the water in this spring right now, so don't talk to me. If you're going to be growing crops here and selling them in town, we have to make sure the water's safe. I don't want to get sick from eating some kind of mutant vegetable. Oh, here's Marcia. She's nice to us. You're finally getting started, huh? It's pretty amazing to have a farm in a place like this. You probably don't have many seeds right now, but if you save your money, you can buy more at the shop in town. There's a shop called Shop-A-Million. The guy who runs it is nice enough, but maybe a little unreliable. Anyway, I'll show you the shop the next time you go to visit Dr. Hope. Well, it's nice that there's some kind people in this town, because everybody else has been pretty rude to us so far. And I think there's just maybe one more person to talk to. As you can see, this is a really, really big area that we're given. Most of this stuff is locked away. We're not able to use this right now, but as we advance on, we'll unlock a lot of this, and most of this is actually going to be able to be used for farming, believe it or not. The afternoon bell just rang. Oh, that's another annoying thing about this game is as time passes, you'll get different bells to tell you what time of day, night, or morning it is. It's been a very long time since anyone from Volcano Town came here. Robo, when you're done taking care of your fields, you should try to get a good rest. Starting tomorrow, you're going to have to get up on your own and work the fields by yourself. And you should promise yourself that you won't leave the Easter ruins until you've made your first harvest. Don't worry, I'll be keeping an eye on you. So once you've spoken to everybody, you can go back and talk to Franco, and then you'll be able to leave. My, it certainly has grown late. We should be heading home. Thank you for everything. I enjoyed talking to you, Robo. Alright, everyone, our field trip is almost over. Let's all go back to Volcano Town. Come on, follow me. Finally, some peace and quiet. It looks like the water in that spring is safe enough. Of course, it can never compare to brilliant water. My dad invented it, you know. Well, see you. You people and your technology. Ow, ow, Max! You're always doing things like this, Lionel. I told you over and over not to mess around with the altars. Honestly. Sorry for all the excitement. I'll come and see you again sometime. Good luck! Lionel sure is dumb. I can't believe I'm his sister. Oh, did the teachers leave already? We'd better get going. Are you still here, Marcia? If you don't hurry, Sharon will get mad at you. We'll see you later. I'll show you around Volcano Town next Sunday. Just wait at the doc's house for me, okay? Alright, I think that's finally everybody off of our property. Whew. Alright, well, it has been a incredibly jam-packed day. And as you can see in the top right corner, time in this game passes incredibly quickly, which can be a good or a bad thing. For our first week, there's going to be a very limited amount of things that we're able to do, so the passage of time going quickly is going to be quite useful to us. But on days where you have a lot to do, that can be a bit of a burden. So it's always important to sort of keep an eye on the time. At the moment, we also don't have a lot of tools. We only have our hoe and our watering can, so we're not able to take care of any of these pieces of wild grass or any of the boulders or any of the pieces of lumber that are on our farm. So we're not even able to really pass time doing that, unfortunately. We're not able to go to town until next Sunday, and at that point we can go to the supermarket and take a look at some of the other tools that they are offering us. For the most part, I think that Franco did a pretty good explanation of everything that's up here. We've got our shipping box for crops and for items. This box here is an item box, so you can take items out and put items away. We have a very limited amount of inventory space, so this box becomes very, very useful early on. There's not much that we can do with this right now because we don't have any animals. We can go back and look at our room a little bit more. We can also go down to the storage area and take a look down here. This machine here is where we store our seeds. So it's very similar to the item box, except it's strictly for seeds. And the reason that we have a seed storage box is because we are able to store seeds when we don't have the right number of seed bags to store them all. So you can go ahead and buy a bunch of seeds if you've got the money, but you may not be able to take them out and use them if you don't have the appropriate seed bag. So this is a very useful machine for keeping everything sort of in order. And again, here is our item box, and then we've also got our two shipping areas. This is kind of if you want to ship or do your item management in a different area instead of doing it up on your farm. It doesn't really matter. I guess they just sort of made that if you wanted to do that. We can go up to our room next and take another little hunt around here. Again, we've got our item box. We've got a refrigerator. A lot of these items you can interact with, but they don't really do much. So it says to prevent the food from spoiling, but realistically, if you do any cooking, you're not going to be able to take food out of the fridge or store food in the fridge or anything like that. Like you would with other Harvest Moon games. It's kind of just for show. Same with the bathroom. You can't really use the bathroom or take a bath or anything like that. It's mostly just here for show. We have our kitchen, which we can fully interact with, and we are going to be doing some cooking. We also have our TV, which has a variety of different channels on it. The weather is just the weather. And it's pretty important, obviously, to know what the weather is going to be for the following day, because like other Harvest Moon games, this game has sunny weather, it's got rain, and it also has storms. And storms can destroy your crops very, very quickly. So I would always advise looking at the weather report. Now today is Monday, and every single Monday I would definitely advise everybody to tune into the Cooking Life channel, because every single Monday you'll be able to get a new tip for cooking. On Cooking Life, I explain the basics of cooking in a way that even beginners can easily understand. I'm sure many of you rarely do anything in the kitchen, perhaps some of you have never even cooked before. But I want you to realize that cooking is not difficult. Why don't you start by getting in the kitchen and boiling some water? That doesn't sound too hard, does it? You can use that water to make a relaxing cup of tea, and you'll be learning about the wonderful world of cooking at the same time. When this program is over, why not go right into your kitchen and try some of the dishes I talked about? You might just find that you enjoy cooking. It could make your life even more enjoyable. In the upcoming weeks, we will be introducing 4 main kinds of cooking: cutting, boiling, grilling, and baking. We will be learning something new each week, so I hope you'll look forward to our time together. Our time for today is up, but I hope you'll try making yourself a cup of tea today. Try it. You'll like it. See you next week. Enjoy your cooking life. So if we go into our stats, we can see that cooking is actually a stat that we can increase. And we can do that by cooking. Now, the good thing about cooking in this game is that we can just go up to the kitchen, use the kitchen, and we can cook. We don't have to find ingredients, we don't have to save crops or forage or find anything in order to make these recipes. All you have to do is basically select what it is that you want to make and make it. You made tea. It seems a little weak. Maybe you didn't let it marinate long enough. And the best thing to do, in my opinion, is to cook something as soon as you get up, and to cook the same thing until you're really good at it. Now, obviously, the first time that we make this tea, it's not going to be very good. The second time we make it, it might also not be so good, but by the third or the fourth time, you'll be a master of making whatever dish it is that you're making. And obviously, she's going to go through each of these different categories in each of the different weeks, and we're not able to really make a lot of the stuff if we don't have the instructions on how to make it. So start small and tune into the cooking channel each week, and that's a really good way to increase your cooking level. There's a couple of other channels on the TV that we can tune into. Herbal Garden is not going to be useful for us right now. It'll be more useful when we get into planting flowers later on in the game. And then it just has a couple of little fun channels that you can watch, such as Drama Anime or the World Ranch. And then finally, if you want to, you can go to the ruins entrance, and this is how you would leave the ruins and go outside to the bottom level. To your right, through the first wooden door here, is where Moonlight lives. This is his studio, and because it's evening, he's up and about. Greetings, Robo. Your farm is doing well, I trust. Taking a stroll is no problem, but you should wait until you've made your first harvest before leaving. Now, normally, if you come to see Moonlight during the day, he is asleep. He is 100% completely nocturnal, and he won't wake up until the evening. So he likes to work through the evening and through the night. Just keep that in mind if you do want to go and strike up a conversation with him. And then to the left of the entrance, through the other wooden door, is where Franco lives. Robo, I suppose you'd like to know why you have to work these fields, right? Yes, please enlighten me. Alright, I'll tell you. It was the spirits who sealed off these fields. You see, long ago the Eastern people and the Volcano people fought a terrible war over control of this land. The behavior of the humans angered the spirits, and so they decided to seal off this fertile land. The Eastern people then left the island, never to return. But the spirits did give us one chance to make up for what we did. If someone could once again love this land and nurture life on it with his own hands, the seals will be broken. But the people in Volcano Town only care about auto farming. I'm afraid they gave up on this land. And I doubt that there is anyone left in this day and age who still believes in the existence of the spirits. But if something isn't done, sooner or later the spirits' anger could destroy this entire island. Do you understand, Robo? You're the only one who can save this island. So we actually kind of live next to a giant volcano, and because the fire spirit is angry, his anger sort of threatens to have the volcano erupt and destroy the entire island. Now, it's a little bit disturbing that nobody seems to really take that seriously or be too concerned that they could potentially die within the next year or so. And that is why we have been created and brought to the island, essentially. We'll get more sort of storyline on that later as time goes on, of course. So it is now the evening of our first day, and I think it's about time that we sleep and we get the opportunity to save, finally. You'll also get the option when you go to bed to get up earlier than usual in the morning. I only find this useful if I have a lot of farming to do, or if I have a lot of harvesting or a lot of tilling to do. Other than that, it's not too useful. And it's not useful in our first week, especially because time is sort of going so slowly for us. And then just like that, we will wake up the next day and we will continue on as normal. I'm going to cut things off here now that we are finally done with the very, very, very long tutorial. And I'm probably going to wait a couple of days before coming back and playing, just because in our first week we're not allowed to leave the ruins. Our only chore really is to water our crops every single day, and that's it. So it does make for sort of a slow first week, but fortunately at the end of the week we're going to be able to do some more fun things. We're going to be able to go back to town, we're going to be able to go and see our dad again, we're going to be able to talk to Marcia and do some shopping and, you know, all those sort of fun things. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed so far. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time.